So we're going to do an ornamental knot piece. The way we're going to do it is I have a cardboard box that I've cut in half, and I took the picture of the knot and I taped it to the box. And then I have quilting pins, a little plastic head on them, available to pin the rope down onto the picture as I work it, because the instructions in my encyclopedia of knots say follow the design on the picture. Not much more instruction than that. So we'll just do that. Now, as you'll notice, we have a very familiar under-over pattern happening all along the knot here. Everything goes under something and then over something and then under something. So we're going to do the same thing. You'll also notice that we don't see an end here anywhere, so we'll assume that it's just under something. So we can start wherever we want. We'll start right here, and I'll pin the end of the rope through the rope and into the cardboard box. And then I'm just going to follow this line all the way around and pin it as I go along in strategic places. So for example, I'll pin it here, and that way I know I'll keep that curve. And it's going to curve around like this and start to come back. And if I look, it goes over itself. So we'll go ahead and do that. You see that, how it comes around? We ignore all this, just follow the immediate place where it's going to go, and it comes back and lays over on top of itself according to the picture, and we'll follow along with the picture. And we can pin it right there to hold it in place, and we'll pin it also in the intersection so that stays in place. And now if we follow it along some more, it goes here, comes around, and goes underneath our beginning line. You can see there in the picture that it goes underneath the beginning line. So we'll bring it here. We'll pin it as it starts to curve to keep the spacing right, and then we'll take the end and we'll put it underneath our beginning line. And if you follow it a little bit longer, you can see that it goes underneath itself here also, so we'll do that at the same time. And just guide it in until it matches the curve on the picture. And once again, a good place to pin it so that it doesn't get out of shape would be right there at the intersection. Okay, now we're following along here. It's going to make a sharp curve here, so let's pin it right there. And it's going to cross this line. Does it go over or under? Looks like it goes over this and goes under something that isn't here yet, and then over this. So we can just lay it over both, just like that. And then it's going to make a sharp turn here and go, what's it look like? Underneath this piece here. So we will put it under here. Let's look ahead again too. Where is it going to go here? It's going to go under this one and under that one. So we'll put it under here like this. It's a little tight, so we can slide the rope up on the pin. That way it keeps in place. But it doesn't come apart. So we're going to bring this down here like that. And just for our safety, we'll pin it right here so that everything stays according to design. Now, let's look and see what it does over here. Where does it go in relation to the very beginning? Let's take that out real quickly and take a look. This piece here goes over the line that is our beginning. So we'll move the pin just a pinch. And then where does it go? It goes, according to the picture, it goes under this, comes around and goes over this. So now we're going to start, we're getting nearing the end of the knot. So we're going to start doing some major over-under work. So we can start to think that way. We went under here, over here, so that means under, over, under. And if we look at the picture, sure enough, it goes under. So we'll take the end, pass it under, make sure that it stays over our beginning end. Okay, now it's gone under here, so that means most likely it's going to go over. And just like we saw in our 5-strand Turk's head, you can start to see which ones it's going to go over and which one it's going to go under, because the ones that it will go over are kind of sticking up off of the cardboard, and the other ones are laying flat. So although it makes it a little more difficult, that's our pattern. And if you look at the picture, that's true to form. It goes over this one, under this one, over that one, and under this one. So we'll just lift it up a little bit. Over, under. So we've gone over, under, and we pull it up so it's still matching the photo. It's starting to get complicated right in here. Let's see, this is, it goes under one here that isn't there yet. So we have to pull this back. See how it goes under this piece that isn't yet there. So we'll leave this and go over that, because that's actually what the photo looks like too. Goes over this, under here, and then we'll finish up with our final under-over passes. So it goes over here, under this one, over, under, over, under, over, and end up at the very beginning again. So that's staying over here. Once again, because this is an ornamental knot, we don't pull anything really tight. We just kind of let it work its magic. And make sure that we stay aligned with the photo underneath. If we need another pin, we can put another pin in. So we went over here, which means that we'll go under that. And then over here and under here, and we'll be back at the beginning. I'm going to go ahead and take that pin out since we're pretty solid now, and put this under here. And we're back. Then, because everything's woven together now, we can take it apart off of the picture and start to do our massaging and make sure that it looks nice. Okay, now if you look at the photo, it's not quite square. This end is a little bit more narrow than this end. And if we look at our knot, it's sort of the same thing has happened because we followed it exactly. So what we'll want to do is just open this up a little bit on this end. Just pull the strands apart a pinch so that it's all nice and balanced. We can move the box out of the way. so that we can see the design, which is a beautiful design. And once again, we would do with this what we do with a lot of the other knots and pass the rope through following the strand once or twice to fill in all those spaces in between. Pull it in nice and gently so you don't distort the shape of the knot. And just make sure that you don't cross over, but stay parallel with your initial strand. And to do this more than once, you'll need more rope. So the best thing to do is start with much more rope than you think you'll need, and then cut it off when you're done, tucking the ends under and tacking them with some glue so that they don't show. But that's a beautiful knot. And you just kind of massage it so it's nice and symmetrical.